All right. Hi. Welcome to Helmar Live, and I'm Jen Matat. This is the project we're going to be working on today. It's an altered paintbrush. And I basically started, this is what it looked like. This is a smaller version, but this is what the paintbrush looked like you get it at the hardware store. And I altered it to look like this, using Helmar products and Faber-Castell products, some Prima, and lots of papers that I had laying around. You know, scraps. You could do this with lots of scrap papers. But there's some Prima flowers, stamps, some Prima embellishments, ribbon. So there's lots of stuff. Oh, stamps and embossing powder. So let me see if I can get my camera to focus. There you go. And this is this part is has a medium, texture medium, a modeling paste on it with a stencil. So I'll show you that. So this is a lot of techniques to this one, and lots of gluing to put it all together. Okay. So, I think I'll pan down because you don't want to see me right now. I'm coming off of being sick and feeling better, but still not 100%, and I'm looking a little scary today, so it's not quite my charming looking self. So I am going to pan down and show you the example again on the black surface. Let's see if I can get it all set up a little bit here. How's that? All right. So there's the project. Basically, it's I took the bristles out. This kind of paintbrush you can get. I think we got it at Lowe's. And so this one has a really thick handle. This one is the 4-inch, and this is the 3-inch. I prefer the 4-inch, but I couldn't find them right now. This one I got from Donna Downey, but it was from Lowe's. It said Lowe's on it. But so she sent me this when I've been making she has this project going on, altered paintbrushes for her studio. So this one's getting mailed to her. And so when I went looking for this one, I couldn't find that size, but I did find the 3-inch. So we'll do the 3-inch tonight. Okay, so the first thing I did is I stamped some text. It's kind of hard to see it. Maybe I can get it close. See how the text here, and I embossed it with an embossing powder from Wow Embossing Powder. So I did one. I already took the bristle block out. Basically, when you take it out, you use, I just used like needle nose pliers. And you can see right here where the seam is, this part right here, you kind of have to work the needle nose pliers in and kind of twist it, get it so that you're pulling it out. You can also use something to get under there, like I did a screwdriver and just hammered it in there to lift it a little bit, and that made it easier to grab. So this takes a little bit of time. That's why I already pre-did it for you to show you, because that takes time. So with the 4-inch one, it was easy. I just took this thing apart. You don't take it all the way apart, just loosen this, open it, like bend the metal back, and then it separates. And then the bristle block, you just take the needle nose pliers and pop it right out. It's just glued in. So this one is a little tougher. I think the 3-inch ones, they glue it behind the metal too, so it takes a little while to get it out. So I just did that ahead of time. So this one is already been removed. So that's the handle part, but there's another block that holds the bristles in, and then I had to trim some that were stuck in there, so you can kind of see it. All right. The next thing I did is I took my crocodile and I used the little hole while this was popped open here, and I punched it, because you can punch through metal. So I punched through the ends. So you want a hole on this end and the hole on this end. And you can put it back together once you get the the block out there. So this is going to help when we do the assembling. So that's all ready to go. So I've already done the stamping, and I did embossing with that. So this is already embossed and ready. So I'm going to add color to the handle. There we go. So I did some drippy, drippy gelato color here, you can see, along the handle. I just wanted it to look a little artsy, and with the embossing powder that made it easy. All right, and then we'll embellish it. That's where the glue part comes in, because we got to embellish so it doesn't fall off. Really holds it in there. And then I did stamp on the metal here, so I'm going to do that real quick. So, and I'm kind of happy that I'm doing another one, because I was having a real hard time giving this one up, you know, for Donna. I know it'll be hanging in her studio's bathroom, but, you know, I want it myself too. I decided I liked it so much I wanted it. So I'm making another one. This one's a little smaller. So I'm just using the Versamark, just a little ink. You could do any, you know, any ink. And this is a little bird stamp, so I'm just trying to see where. I think I'll do this way. Just press it on there real good. Hope I got good contact. And then I have the Wow embossing powder. This one is Primary Ebony Regular. You can see that. This is my favorite. Of course, I'm on the design team too, so that does help. But Susie has great projects and everything on there. I don't know if that's stuck. Sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. Well, Versamark is not very sticky, so I'm just going to brush off a little of the extra. Before you emboss, you might want to run like an anti-static pad over the metal, because it does hold on to some static. All right, and then just going to emboss. Put the birdies on a wire. So we got some birds on there. Yay. And now is the fun part. We're not going to embellish just yet, because I want to get the papers done that go inside inside the paintbrush part. So we have lots of layers here. Strips of, this is mixed media paper. I'll show you what it looks like. This is just a mixed media. I think it's a Canson is the brand, C-A-S-O-N. And but other companies make this too. And it's got a little bit of tooth to it. You know, a little texture. It's like a watercolor paper, but it's a little bit more stiff, because it'll hold up to a lot more abuse and water than most will. So we are going to do this strip, because, and mine's going to be a little skinnier than this, because I'm working with an inch smaller brush for tonight's thing. See, this one's about an inch smaller. So I'm going to use a smaller strip, but I'm going to do the same technique. So I'm going to start first with coloring the background. So let me get a piece here. And all the papers, and oh, I should show you all the papers. I've got friends of mine, my friend Shelly, had a whole book of music papers for the pianoforte. It was she found it at some kind of garage sale, maybe, I don't know, but it is very old. But they're awesome papers. So that was one, and then I got some old journal papers. You know, these are just journal ledgers, and cut that up into strips, and then just some scraps that I had laying around, you know, tags, coffee the coffee liner holders. I don't know what they call it. Coffee sleeves. Yep, it's just a normal paintbrush. This one, where'd it go? Here. Let me find the one that I had. Here it is. For those of you just coming in, there's the paintbrush you buy at a hardware store. It's a chip brush, I believe they call it. And then, you just open up the crimped edge and just jimmy out the bristles like that. The 4-inch ones are really pretty easy. They pop out really nicely. This is a piece of drywall tape, also at Lowe's, and I covered the sticky part with gold leaf. I was doing this for another project, so this is my scrap left over of that. So I'm going to use that tonight too. And, scraps from other projects, packaging. This was a Prima package for some bling, so I'm going to use that. And book papers. This is a piece from a book. A Merry Tale of a Merry Time. And, then some embellishments. So you can use whatever's laying around. And if it's a 3-inch brush, you want to cut your papers 2 3/4 inches. So you want to cut it about a 1/4 inch shorter than 3 inches, because you want to make sure they all fit in this opening, which, if you cut it 3 inches, you're not going to be able to fit them in there without crinkling it. So now we're going to have a little fun. I'm just going to cut that strip. I'll cut this in half. And this will be that art piece. And I need that to dry a little better, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to do that first. And then I don't need it. Well, I'll bend it over, so that's good. So I'm going to color this whole thing with the gelatos. And for this one, I used boysenberry, metallic grape, and I think I used blueberry too. So I'm sticking with kind of the blues. I liked how I mixed warm and cool colors together to kind of give some contrast in this. Yeah, they were I don't know, this one was probably a couple dollars, maybe less, maybe $1. Sometimes they're on sale. You can buy several for $1 or something. But I also think they sell them at craft stores too. All right, so I'm just coloring the gelatos. Ugh, that glare is terrible. See if I can get closer. There we go. All right, so I'm using the gelatos. You don't have to be super careful with them because we're going to blend them all together and mix them. Nice dark blues and purples. Kind of Starry Night-ish colors. This is Peeper. Hi. Okay, so here I've got this. I'm going to use a little water to spread the gelatos around and pretty much cover it totally. I'm looking for my brush here. Here's one. Okay, so I just take this and blend it a little bit, and I can add more later. Once you wet the surface, the gelatos become a little bit more intense, and sometimes I mix them a little too much, and then I decide I want a certain color to stand out a little bit more, so I will go back in while it's wet and add more. So this is such an easy way to add color. Super, super easy. Color and then paint. Alright, so I'm just blending that together right now, and then I think I'm going to add a little bit more dark blue. Yeah, they're so vibrant that when you add water, it does make it more intense. That's what I love about them. I know that they're going to be rich and intense, and you can smudge it with your fingers, wet or dry, and it becomes a very nice painted surface. So let's see. You can see that. Nice and bright blues. Okay, so we're going to let that dry for a minute, or actually I'll just heat dry it real quick. I kind of work in stages with all these things. Nope, we've just started. We're just doing the first part there. Okay, so this is pretty dry now. That didn't take long, did it? Quick and easy. And now I'm going to brush or use a palette knife. I'm gonna wipe mine off here. This is, I just bought this one, is from Liquitex, but you can get any palette knife. I think that you can buy like the plastic ones that are really cheap, you know, disposable ones too, or you could use a popsicle stick. And I'm going to do some texture on here, light modeling paste. This one's a Liquitex. I do like the golden one better, but I ran out of that. I gotta get some more. So this is what I had on hand, and I'm going to use a dotted stencil. This one is Donna Downey, appropriate since it's her, you know, on her paintbrush that I'm sending it to. So I'm going to just do some dots. There we go. Okay, so this is the texture paste. It's like frosting a cupcake. You just take some on your palette, okay, and you're going to kind of frost over the stencil and kind of scrape as you go. So you're scraping off the extra and just pushing it in to the holes as you go along. You could build it up thicker, but it does turn out pretty textured. The more you scrape, the less thick it's going to be. So sometimes I just smear it all on there and then lift it up, but for this one I don't want it too raised. Okay, so I'm going to lift that off, and you can see the dots on there. I'm going to just brush it off the edge there. It takes a little bit for that to dry, not too long. It dries pretty fast. Okay, so I don't know if I can get closer and you can see the texture. Can you see it raised there? Come on, focus in. Focus. There we go. See it? So that's pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry for a minute. Clean up my extra texture paste. I don't like to waste anything, so I'm kind of, it's not that I'm cheap about it, I just don't want to waste it because it's just such a shame to waste good texture paste. Oh, this is Donna Downey. You can get it, it's from Prima. Donna Downey for Prima. I use this one a lot because I love dots. I love circles and dots, so I see that coming out in a lot of my art projects and scrapbook pages. So this is a very well used, and I have to clean it off once in a while because it gets pretty gunky. Right now it's got a lot of stuff all over it, but that's okay. And this stuff you have to clean off pretty quickly. If it dries, it's a little bit tougher to get off. Okay, got a squeaky chair here tonight. Squeaky chair. All right, now I'm going to work on some of the pages, and so I'm just going to get a variety of things. The biggest page was this ledger page that I cut. I'm not sure I cut it. I think I might have to cut it a little smaller, but I like the length of it, so I didn't want to cut it too short. But I think I need to cut it down just a little bit. Oh yeah. Okay. So here is about the size. So these are all about the same size. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, this is right side up. So I'm going to add some drips and different things. I'm going to do this page right here. I did some stenciling and some stamping. I made ahead of time some gelato spray mist and a mini mister. And they're coming out, Faber-Castell's coming out with a new kit that it was one of the top picks at CHA winter mini Mist creating kit. So be looking for that in your stores or online. Everyone asks me about my black craft mat every time I have a class, and now I should have on hand the site. And I can't remember where I got it, but I just searched online for black non-stick craft mat, and it was like $20. That was it. It's big. I mean, it's pretty big. It's like the same size as a Tim Holtz one, but I wanted a black background. So, oh, want me to type that? I'll type that out. You just have to Google search. Google search black non-stick. There aren't too many, so Cheryl's going to look for it. Thanks, Cheryl. But I found it. It's like it has a video that demonstrates it. It's awesome, and it has held up really well for $20. That's a bargain, and you could get two of them, and kind of put them together, and you'd have a really nice big one. At Aldi's, oh, I don't know. Maybe like like the non-stick mat that you cook on, like a, I don't know, cookie silicone thing. But this one was a craft mat. It was from an art supply place. Okay, so I'm going to use, these are the 3 papers I'm going to use right now. And let me see. I think that's it for right now. So I am going to do some, I'll do the ledger paper first. Okay, and I'm going to use another stencil. This is a brand new one from, again, Donna Downey from Prima. And it's the zigzag, or some people call them chevron. I know we have some people that are sticklers for zigzag or chevron, but I'm going to use this one. It has like splotches, like it looks like paint splotches, and I like it. It's just not just normal zigzag. It's a little different. Okay, so we're going to spray with the gelato mist. Oops! Well, I guess I better turn it the right way. I just sprayed myself. Good thing I'm wearing black. Oh, it's like clogging up on me. I'm going to do a little of that and a little of this. This is kind of a bluish blackish color. All right. This one's kind of got. All right, so I'm going to lift that up, and then I'm also going to use the leftovers on. Let's see, what did I do it on? Yeah, do it on here. So I don't want to waste that because that's pretty cool. I'm going to just flip it. So I take this and I'm going to flip it onto this paper, leftover paper. Can you see me? I can move it over. And you can just, dab it. Ooh. I know Dina Wakely does this. She does it in her book, but it gives you another use. So I got the positive and then now the negative, or the negative and then the positive, so you can see. It's just a little distressed looking, which I like. Now I can clean it off, but I also have some on my mat that I bet I could pick up on the book paper. Yeah, just some splotches. We'll just give it a little color. So sometimes I get stuff on the mat, and then I just pick it up with that. So we'll let those dry a little bit while I clean up this mess. Oh, excuse me. I have had a sinus infection. This is my 4th one in 5 weeks, or 5 months. And it's just holding on. I keep sneezing. No, I don't think it was Create for Less. It was something art. It had art in the title. I'll have to look it up. And here's another stencil. This one's by Prima. It's not Donna Downey, but it's a Prima one, and it's a smaller zigzag. So I think I will do that on. Maybe I'll do that on the tag. And then we'll do some stamping. And this one, I'm going to do some pink. This is another gelato color. I think this is bubblegum and made into a spray. Hot pink. Hot pink. Maybe I'll do a little, I don't know. I think that's good. We'll just do pink on that, and then I'll do other colors later. So that came out pretty cool. Ooh, I like it. Hot pink, oops. So that, I like that little one. This one's kind of a crazy, it gets all over. It's a little floppy. There we go. Alright, so I'll set that over here. Oh, we're getting there. I got all my pieces. So some of these I might add more, and I might add some more stamping too, and then we'll assemble everything. So this one, I think I'm gonna do like a phrase on this one. I have, or I could do feathers. No, I'll do phrase. I've got this. I live the life you've imagined. Live the life you've imagined. Oh, look at that. Yeah. This is a Tim Holtz stamp. So I'm using the Stampers Big Brush Marker, Big Brush Pen in black from Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft. And they come in a lot of colors, and they're India ink, so they'll be permanent. So I could, you know, do more watercolors or dripping, which I think I'm going to do over it. Okay, and it stays pretty moist for a while. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that right here. I'm really not good at cleaning up, but I'm trying to, you know, be good, because I don't want to wait and do it later. Creative Arts Lifestyle, that is it. That's it. Yep, that's the mat. Creative Arts. I told you it had arts in the name. So there we've got that, and I think I want some drips down this, so I'm going to add some of those. I think I'm going to add that in like orange colors. So I've got mango and tangerine, and these are going to be, I'm going to be putting this in like this, so it doesn't matter if I see it. I'm just going to color right on here. Usually I would drip it, you know, with a separate paper, but I think I'm just going to do it from here like this. And all I do is take a spray bottle, and I'm going to kind of, it's kind of backwards for me. Maybe my spray bottle might not work. Oh, I need a new spray bottle. Let me see. I gotta refill that one. Oh, here's one. Okay, so I'm gonna spray water and then just tip it, so I can keep spraying and dripping. All right, and I'm gonna dry that because I don't want it to go anywhere else. And the more water you put on these, the more transparent they will be. But you could use gelatos and color them pretty thickly, and they'll be a little bit more opaque. So, but you can see the ink is staying right where I put it. India ink, once it absorbs into the paper, it's permanent. So you could drip over it and paint over it. I'm going to set that one aside. Okay. You can also, I'm going to add, let's see, these are pretty dry now. I'm going to add some gold over the top of this to give it a little, you know, tone it down a little bit. You can see how this, they're not white, it's kind of goldish. So basically what I did is just color over it with the gold, but you could also color your mat, you know, right on the mat, make a little puddle, and take your brush, like this, and then color over a little more. So you're making kind of like a wash, a watercolor wash. And it just kind of, I don't know, gives a little shimmer and tones down the white, because that white's a little too much for me. Like some things I like it, I just don't want it to stand out too much from that background. So now it's kind of going to be shimmery. Yeah, I made some mist with the water bottle, but this is just clean water. And I just colored on my mat and sprayed a little water, add a little water with my brush, and then brush it over. So this just gave it a little shimmer. See, I don't know if you can pick up the shimmer on here or not. See? Yeah, a little bit. When it dries, it'll be a little more shimmery too. All right, so that's that layer of that. Okay, what else do I want? I got to do a little bit more stamping. I've got some cool stamps from different companies. I don't remember all of them. I think that one was Tim Holtz. These I got this at a trade show. I cannot remember the name of the place I got them, but I love these. Oh, kind of let me move this over. I love these feather stamps. This one is more of a opaque kind of silhouette, and this one has more detail, a little bit more detail of the feather. So these are my favorites. I know, I love feathers. When I saw this one, I was like, oh, I gotta have that. So I use it on a lot of things. It's one of my go-to favorite stamps, since I tend to have a lot of bird images, nest images. I don't know what that says about me, but just a lot. So let's see, I'm gonna do this one upside down here. All right, we got the feather. That. Cool. Yeah, that one's the more detailed image. And then maybe I'll do the more opaque one on my other paper. Oops. Came off the back. You can tell I use my markers a lot. They're kind of falling apart. I travel with them and all sorts of stuff with them. How about, let's see, I'm going to do this one. So, there's that one. That one picked up the texture of the paper, which is kind of cool. And I might add some of the birds on a wire too. Maybe on this tag. Some birds. Birds a little farther away. Birds. Ghostly images. Okay, and I think I'm going to do a little text. This one is I think from the same company as the feathers, but of course, you know, I can't remember who it's by. It's not a big company, so it was just a little booth. But they had some beautiful stamps. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. It's kind of hard to tell if that's upside down or not. So maybe, no, that one has text on there. I think that's good. Okay. Now I'm going to put everything together for you. So let me I got to grab my wire. I forgot to get wire. Somewhere in my wire. See, my room is a mess, and now I can't find the wire pieces. Well, I may have to resort to something else. We'll use some floral wire. If you have the metallic wire, that's great. I just am taking a piece of floral wire. It'll work just fine to assemble everything. Oh, I forgot one more thing. I was going to do a little piece. This is Prima makes this fabric tape, and I'm going to do a little stamping on that and coloring of that to add on there. So I'm just going to cut a little piece. I may or may not use this at the end, but you never know. So let's see, what color? I think I want the pink. I'll do a melon. And I'm not going to add water, I'm just going to smudge it with my finger. Smudging maybe a little of the yellow. Oh yeah, crackle painted would be nice too. I gotta try out some crackle on here. I used the crackle in a couple other projects where I used the step 1 crackle with, you know, to add like gold leaf and stuff, and embossing. Oh, I forgot to color this too. All right, purple. Let's do some purple. Grape. We'll do grape. Oh, we could do like, I think I'll do complementary colors. Complements are kind of striking. So we're going to color half, and I embossed this so it will show up. And then I'm going to do the other half with some yellow, and they'll kind of mix in the middle and make a little bit of brownish tone to it. Alright, we're going to do some more drippage. Take my water here. I gessoed my paintbrush before I embossed. So that's a step that you could either do or you don't have to. I mean, I've done some that, the one I did for Donna is not gessoed ahead of time. This one I did because it had writing on it and I didn't want the writing to show. So I gessoed it, but you didn't have to. Okay, so see drippage down there? So I'll show you some people are just signing on. Here's our finished product. It's hard to see. The altered paintbrush. You see? So I'm doing the handle right now. And then we're just going to put everything together. So I'm going to do the other side. I like complementary colors together because I just think, you know, they just bring out the best in each other. And together they make a neutral. Kind of like relationships, you know? Sometimes they make the best of each other. But I can't really see this up here. There we go. So I'm just adding some water and letting it drip. The more water you add, the more drippage you'll get. And the more transparent the gelatos will be. So it's all up to you how much you want. Since I'm going to cover up a lot of this, I'm just going to allow it to drip a little more. Alright. Just going to clean up a little here so I don't drag my sleeve through everything. Alright, so we got all our pieces. We just have some finishing to do, which will take just a few minutes to do. So let me quick dry this and all the pieces just to make sure they're dry. Very Mardi Gras. Yeah, they're kind of Mardi Gras. Colors, compliments. New Orleans, you know, the Saints, all that. I get my sleeves and everything. Such a mess. Some of it doesn't really come out very well either. The gelato is good, but I've had modeling paste dry on my clothes and then that doesn't come out. And I also added, what did I do with it? I had paint that, oh, these things. I just got some of these distress stains by Tim Holtz. These are cool. And this one's gold. And I like how you can splotch them on here. Get a little splotchy polka dots there. Oh, I wipe my hands on everything too. I have to wear an apron all the time at school or smock because I just wipe everything on me. And I encourage my kids at school to wipe on their smock, not on their good clothes. Alright, now we're going to pull out the glue and start adhering some things. I've got lots of other pieces I'm going to add. A tag. Oh, I got another tag. I already got one. And this. So I'm going to put away all these. I'm done with this stuff. Okay. So, oh, I forgot this one. Where did I do my marker? Oh, I stuck it in here. Sorry. Yeah, the distress stain. That was so cool. It was a gold. I don't know what it's called. Tarnished brass. That's really cool. That came in a kit that I was working with. And, oh, I like them. Okay, thank you. My little guy. Alright, I forgot to stamp create in there. Create. Alright, we have all our pieces now. I am going to show you how to assemble. And you can glue all the papers together before you assemble, or you can do it afterwards. I do it afterwards because I don't quite know how long I want things to be. So you should have punched holes with the crocodile in the metal on either end, and we're going to feed wire through here to hold all the papers in, but some of them have to be glued a little better because they're not going to be very long. This one is going to be our longest, so this one will be the base of the book, almost like a book. So this is this piece right here, and I'm going to I like the edges to be kind of ripped, you know, like a paintbrush edge. So I just ripped the edge of that. Oh, my husband's home. And then I'm going to fold these, kind of decide how long I want that to be. Rip that one, too. I love this edge because it's the, you know, the mixed media paper. And you could even color inside, but you're not really going to see that part unless you plan on having somebody handling it a lot. So that, what else? Oh, maybe I'll put the gold leaf under here. So like you have to kind of figure out what you want peeking out. And I think I had this one. Put this orangey colored one in here. in between. It's not really going to show. So this might be one that I just glue in because I don't want it too high. Or I could put it up here. I'll do that. See, I'm making decisions. I'm just talking to myself as I go. So I'm just going to use the craft glue, Helmar craft glue. I like this one and these for this kind of project because they dry really quick and they're clear. So if I get a little too much, it'll dry and it won't gum up, you know, the project. I won't see it. So I'm just taking a little of this on the top. So I just put a little here and I'm going to just glue it right here because it's not long enough to fold over. So this one, oh, I forgot this one. This will go in here. It's another one that's going to get glued. So I'm just creating layers, some different layers of this. And I might even rip this one a little more because it's covering up that feather. I don't want it to cover up too much. Okay. So some of these I'm gonna rip this one in half. Fold it over. I like that gold piece there. And this is just a piece of packaging. That's not going to show. You got to kind of decide where you want things to go. So it's going to cover up all of that. Maybe I want it longer. Making decisions. Yeah, so it's peeking out a little bit. Okay, I could even rip this a little more. All right, that drywall tape. Yeah, that's just drywall tape. You could use the gold paint on it, or you could use. I did gold leafing on mine. Maybe I'll use a doily in there too. I don't know if it'll be big enough. Let's see what else I got over here on this table. Ooh, some cardboard. Yeah, that would be kind of cool, sticking out. I love texture, so the more texture I can add, the happier I am. Let's stick that in there. It's not important that all your imagery show. I think it's more important that you have the different layers and the little peeking out of each. This is that long layer, which I might put this over it. Like that. Ooh, yeah, like that. So here we're getting the layer started, and I gotta put this tag somewhere. Or maybe not. Let's see. I think I should have stamped the birds the other way. What else do I have? How about, I did have another tag somewhere. Oh, here's one. This one has like some gears on it. I could stick that in there. Upcycling, yes. Yeah, gold leafing. It will stick to any sticky surface, so. Well, I guess I'm not going to use that tag. See, some things I use and some things I discard as I go. That's cool. So don't throw away your scraps. You get lots of uses. Okay, that'll be my final layer. So now this is all going to get inserted into here. Okay, so I gotta insert everything into this section. Get it all lined up here. And sometimes if I pinch it just right, it doesn't all fit perfectly. So I pinched it a little too much. So I just got to loosen that. There. I'll try to go this way. Wiggle it in there, and then you're going to put the wire through, so you got to kind of find the middle. It's right in here in this part. Is that the middle? Yeah. And the wire will go through there. Sorry, I got to loosen it a little more. Guess when I was punching, I punched it too tight. There we go. So the trickiest part is getting it all assembled, but once you get it in there, then you're going to feed the wire through that hole. Make sure that all the pieces go in and line up with the hole there. So sometimes you got to feed it in this way. And see how I'm holding open where that middle part is? To make sure that wire goes in between there. And of course it's being stubborn. I'm just going to pull it through. And if I had my metallic wire, I would be using that, but any kind of wire will work. So now I'm going to have it come out this end, and then I'll trim them. Backing it up a little. This is the trickiest part, that's all. And then I'm going to just glue everything to make sure it doesn't come out. The metallic ones are a lot thicker and easier to get through here. There we go. So now you can see it's coming out both ends here. So leave yourself probably a couple inches on either side so that you can add some embellishments there and kind of wrap them around. So I'm just using a wire cutter on the end of my needle nose plier, or you can use scissors. I think I have to use scissors. This one's dull. There we go. Okay, so to keep these on here and make sure they don't come off, I'm going to use some gears. And I had Primo ones, but I used them all, so I need to reorder. I haven't gotten them, so I'm just going to use what I have, and I have these. Oh, I do have Primo ones right here. So I'm going to mix them, I guess. These are the Junkyard Findings, the gears. Love these gears. So I'm just going to use some of them on the ends, and I'll just layer them. You could use buttons, I don't know, anything. Buttons, beads. Beads would be kind of cool. Alright, so then I'm just kind of stringing these through. You could put a bead in between them. And then I'm going to curl the ends. So I'm just taking my needle nose plier and curling the ends under to create kind of like a little knot at the end with my wire, and that'll hold it right on there. But I'll also glue it too, just to make sure that it stays. So see how it's, I'll show you. Can you see the knot that I just twisted? Okay, do this one. Got a little bead on the end, and then just crimp it, like a jewelry crimp would work too. Okay, so here's the ends. You can see it would look, I think it would look better with the metallic, but I'm just gonna do that for now. Finally, I added a little, I did the ribbon edge on Oh, my little guy is just yelling tonight. He needs to go to bed. And this little create, I'll do it this way. No, this way. Sorry. I make a decision and then change my mind. Yeah, you know, we were talking about having that as a challenge, the altered paintbrushes, because Amy had hers up on the blog not too long ago, and then I'd already had mine on my blog, and I decided to do this one, so that was totally fun, and I think it'd be great to see everybody's version. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this under here, kind of another layer, overlap, I mean, underlap, that's a new word. Okay. And add a little, this is a chipboard embellishment. I don't know if it has adhesive on here. Do they? Yes, they do. But I'm going to put some more because these never stick very well. Put a little more craft adhesive on there. And that one will kind of give it a little bit more oomph, a little bit more dimension. And finally, I think I put some gems and stuff on here too. These are little light bulbs. I can put cute, not me. That'll be me. Oh,
I'm sorry, where take you?
You need to be quiet.
Thank you.
Go in the other room. For the see-through things, and the gems, I'm going to use the gemstone glue, Helmar's gemstone glue. Oops, it's a little watery. Hang on, I'll shake it up there. This one's been sitting around. Okay. And it'll dry clear. I'm just going to add a little of that glue there. And stick that on the hand. And it looks white, but it'll dry clear. Just wipe a little bit off of there. And okay, we're going to embellish with some bling and flowers. Yay! Flowers. I have this one that I painted a long time ago. So this is a scrap one. So that will get put on with the craft. Actually, I'm going to use the 450 because I want it to dry really quick and be really, really stuck on there. Because these take a while to grab on. So the 450 is perfect because it will not take too long to dry. And let's see what else I got. That's going to get on there. Oh, we need some leaves, I think. Leaves. How about the pink one? And the blue. Ooh, this blue one's pretty. Kind of goes with our colors. And the black one. That's kind of cool. And I've got some of these white flowers. These are just little white roses. My little guy's over here seeing what I'm doing here.
Hello.
Hello.
Why then?
No, you need to go over in the other room. Okay?
I think I need right now.
Okay, go in the other room. So I'm going to color just color a little bit of the rose here. Give it a little color.
And heart.
There we go. Add that in there. Yeah, and then we're just gonna tuck these right around. I try to do things in threes. I like three of things. I just think spatially it looks better. You are in a mood today. What's going on with
And
you?
I call speed run.
Speed run.
I don't know.
Oh, what are you guys
What
talking
are these
about?
flowers
LSD.
for?
I missed something.
What are these flowers for?
Shh. Listen, you need to go in the other room with Daddy. Go. Right now. Go in the other room. Right now.
No.
Excuse me. And I'm just sticking a few leaves in there too. So I don't know if you can see. Turn it this way. So the 450 is grabbing on. Oops. That one's still wet. And I want to spell art on here. These are the engraver from Prima letters. And I love the black, so I'm gonna, let's see, I'll do art. I had art on the other one, so I'll do art on here too, because I like that. And there's not a lot of space down here. So even though it does have sticky on it, I find that I really like adding a little bit of extra strength to it. So I'll just add a little bit more of the craft, or the 450, this is 450. Make sure they don't come off. Thank you. Thank you, buddy.
I got Emma's name on
Okay,
here.
go in the other room. All right, I'll be done in a minute. All right, more glue on here. Art. A-R-T. What are you doing?
I'm making a number.
Okay. No,
I just
no,
need a couple.
no, not of these right now. Later, okay? Later.
Mom, I just need a couple.
No. All right. Oh, and then the ribbon. I was going to tie a ribbon on here.
Can you play them?
Isn't it pretty? And I just tie it around here. You can add a little hanger, you know, like a little twine or something around in the hole there, so you can hang it on a wall.
Where you place it?
No, thank you. We got Mr. Grabby over here. Oh. All right. Let's see what we got. There's our, it's just a little smaller. Oh my gosh.
Ha
He needs to go to bed.
ha. Ha
There we go.
That's cold.
There is our altered paintbrush
That's cold.
for tonight. It's pretty close to this one. This one's a little bigger. I added a little, I could add a little feather or leaf on the edge here too, hanging down. That's what I think I will do with the gray. There we go. All right. I hope you had fun watching and see how easy and fun the project was. You can add anything to it. You can do more layers than what I did tonight, but there it is. All right. I'll have to watch it again. Thanks, girls. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with another project next month. Thanks, Angela. All right, great. So thanks for joining me tonight. And if you buy Helmar products tonight from us, and I think Cheryl put up the link, you get, what is it, 10% off, I think? Cheryl? Yeah, there's the link. And just, there's a code that you have to put in. I can't remember. Cheryl will have to help me out with that one. Yep, JM 2012. If you put that in, that would be how you get the 10% off. So definitely need to stock up on it. And my little guy says bye-bye. My little whisperer. Christopher, come here. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Okay, no, you're not. You said
I'm almost done, Mommy.
Oh, come say goodnight.
Oh.
He's almost done. He's doing some artwork. You won't come over here?
I'll just do a couple.
He's using my Prima letters. I was trying to hide them, but he grabbed them.
So wait for me.
Yeah. He's 4, and he is a very, very smarty pants, aren't you?
Yep.
You're smarty pants.
Look, I am.
Yes, you are. Yes, I am. All right. Oh, I know. 4 is so fun. I love 4. I think it's a fun age. Oh, and he does art. Oh, he loves to do some artwork with me. Christopher, come show us what you were doing.
Wait.
I want to see your picture. Come on, the girls have to go.
Wait.
No, they're going. They're not going to wait. Come on. Can't disturb the artist. All right. I'm going to turn off the recording so you can watch it later.